Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. In the last episode we saved Argeth from certain doom from some brigands. And so let's go ahead and actually take a look into the Chronicle here to start things off today. Because we now have an entry for him here. Yep, right there. So he was born at Le Fondes in Linbury. He's 16 right now. Argeth is a knight apprentice in the household of Marquis Elendor. His family was brought to ruin during the 50 Years' War, and it is Argoth's ambition to bring honor back to the Thedalphus name by becoming a knight. However, this obsession often causes him to act without regard for others, giving him a reputation for selfishness. Right, so that's what we have about him right now. Wonder if, okay, I was just wondering if that got updated with this capture. So, let's go ahead and finish going to Igros Castle. I hear you were decorated for your first victory, Ronza. They sing your praise from on high. You do honor to our name, my brother, and to me. I am glad. Oh, you would not seem it. I am, forgive me. Your words do me far more honor than I have done you. No doubt word has already reached you, but the Marquis de Limbury's carriage was waylaid and the Marquis taken. What have you in mind to do? I have already asked Zalbag to dispatch a squad in pursuit. These brigands must eventually come forth to demand ransom, that is, assuming the Marquis yet lives. I beg of you, Lord Beowulf, lend me 100 men that I might hunt the Horselands down. Please, my lord, grant me means to avenge my fallen friends. Mayhap your ears fail you. I said that a squad is to be dispatched. You are not a man of Galleon. Leave her affairs to those of us who are. But, my lord, do not assume to beg favors of me. Let me remind you, Argeth, lest you forget your place. You are but another sword not even knighted. The two of you will remain here at Igros, and so, did Argeth just stand back up? I think he's supposed to be sitting. I've never noticed that before. I wonder if that happens all the time in this scene, or if this is just a one-time thing. I've never seen that happen before, at least never noticed it. Anyway, the two of you will remain here at Igros and serve among the castle guard. You needn't worry. Danger is not like to visit these walls. It just seems awkward for Argeth to stand up at that point, in all honesty. My own house was once respected as highly as House Beowulf, you know. At least until my grandfather was captured during the war. He turned traitor, thinking to buy his freedom with the lives of his friends. But his freedom scarce outlived his honor. He was not a dozen paces out their gate when the dagger found his back. Killed by some common squire, no more a knight than I. One of the men he betrayed later escaped and spread word of his misdeeds. My lord father would have none of it, of course, but he was the only one. Our bannermen deserted us, our reputation ruined. Poor Argeth. I suppose I had best remember my place. Your lord brother has no reason to lend ear to pleas from the likes of me. Delita, Titra, Alma, Zalbag. Ramza, you've come home. It's been some time, hasn't it, Zalbag? I heard about Garland. They say you made short work of those brigands. Now you've truly the right to call yourself a Beowulf. Father would be proud. Thank you, Lord Brother. Ha! You certainly haven't changed. Gods forbid you show a bit of cheer on being praised. And you, Delita, do not think word of your deeds escapes our ears. Your sister's been so full of pride I quite feared she might burst. Worry not, my seams have held. I'm glad to see you looking so well, Delita. And you. Have you settled in at school? Yes, the others have been all been quite kind to me. Would that we could speak at greater leisure, but there are duties that require my attendance. Rogues do not catch themselves. I understand. Good luck. We received the note of ransom from the Corpse Brigade. What? Something about it sits unwell with me. They are anarchists, to be sure, bent on bringing down the aristocracy, but they fancy themselves righteous and prey only on the nobility in those in our employ. Would such as they truly kidnap the Marquis for want of coin? Why wouldn't they? They're naught but common footpads. And Zalbag side-eyes Argith. One of the men I planted among them has not returned. I worry he may be caught up in something serious, but there are those who do not think it some mere spy worth a search party's efforts. Where was he last known to be? A merchant city named Dorter in Eastern Gallion. Guarding a castle grows dreadfully dull. Wouldn't you agree? Wink wink, nudge nudge, carry on. Forgive us, Tetra. It seems we must be leaving sooner than I had planned. Don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself. I will. Mind your studies. I'll be back before you've even noticed I'm gone. Let's be on our way. Tetra puts on a brave face, but the truth is not as honeyed as her words. What do you mean? She has a hard time of it at school. The others tease her for being lowborn. Forgive me, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sure you have worries enough of your own. Tetra will be alright. I'm here to look after her. Then there is naught to worry about. But mind your own limits. You can't be responsible for everything. Says the brother who never fails to do any and all that is expected of him. Don't lose sight of yourself, Ramza. You needn't let your life be ruled by the fact that you were born as a Beowulf. Now you're starting to sound like Mother. Ramza. Dramatic wind howling, and then we have our new destination, which is, if I can get that, there we go, Merchant City of Dorter, with the Siege World in between. But what we're going to do first is I want to show off a random battle, because I definitely need to fight at least one before we move on. And before I am ready to do that, I need to get my party ready and also do some shopping. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'll be right back. And let's go ahead and get ourselves into a random battle here. Now, how you get into a random battle is, remember Mandalia Plains was a red dot for us before and it is now a green dot. Every time you pass over or stop at a green dot, you have a 50% chance of encountering a random battle. So we didn't get it that time. And we got it on our second try. Right. And I've gone ahead and made Ramza a knight for this fight as well, which actually I think I forgot to go over, so if that's the case, I will show off that and the archer class in the next episode. But basically, the knight is a stronger melee fighter. Oop. And everybody else for this fight, I've gone and made a squire. Typically with random battles, I like to get everybody to at least learn JP up before I start branching them off into different job classes. And the reason that I moved Ramza over to a knight instead of leaving him as a squire as well is that to kind of keep the game interesting, I'm only going to use Ramza as a squire in story battles. So to develop the rest of his job classes, I'm going to need to do that in random encounters. In this game, it's very easy to become essentially way overpowered, especially late in the game. So I'm going to try and keep things a little bit interesting here. Hopefully not get stuck anywhere. So we do have two new monsters in this battle. We have the Chocobo here, which everybody should know Chocobos. They were introduced in Final Fantasy II, but in case you don't, It's a large bird with vestigial wings that are incapable of flight. Its fast running speed makes it an ideal mount. So its innate abilities are Counter and Swim. Swim allows it to move in water that is depth 2 or greater and still be able to act. Counter, of course, if you attack it, whether you hit it or not, it has percentage chance, which is based on its bravery, so this Chocobo, awesome. His bravery is 59. He has a 59% chance for counter to trigger, which is basically just a physical attack back at the enemy. He also has the ability to use Chocobeak. I was trying to hit select instead of the X button for some reason. But that's attacked by pecking with an enormous beak, so it's pretty much just a melee attack. And Choco Cure, which invigorate the life force, restore hit points with a flap of the wings. Chocobos also tend to be fast opponents, but a little lower on the hit points. We also have the Goblin, which is a diminutive species of goblin with large ears and an upturned nose. Surprisingly strong for its small size, so it comes with counter, but it has a weakness of ice. So if you have ice magic, it will be doubly effective against them. And then of course we also have the Red Panthers. So the goblins tend to be slower, and that they'll move after your party goes. But they're also a much harder hitting physical attacker, usually. But I'm going to go ahead and try and take out the bird first, because it has the ability to heal, and that can get annoying very quickly, especially on these lower levels. I think, did I forget to... Oh no, okay, good. I gave him items. Maybe over here. Okay, so I've laid a trap for the Chocobo. He's going to come charging in to attack me, and then I should be able to get 3 or 4 good attacks off of him with my units, depending on where he moves, which will probably be in front of Ronza and attacking the Squire, because he can get a side attack that way. Once he's done, I just need to manage how much damage I'm taking, and making sure that I'm healing appropriately. And the rest should fall relatively easy, because they won't have the ability to heal anymore. I'm going to move Ronza down here to allow somebody to move next to the Chocobo, for one thing, and then also in anticipation of moving towards the next targets. Now, since I'm anticipating this Chocobo will die, I'm going to look away from it. There we go. Now their healing is gone. No, you don't. So I have you... No, you know what? You can go... I'm just going to have you wait. Probably shouldn't have done that, but hopefully you don't die. Okay, good. The Goblin didn't counter, then you should be fine. I was worried it was going to be a counter, because if that Goblin countered, he essentially would take 3 hits. 1 from the counter, 1 from this Goblin, and then another one from the other Goblin, more than likely. He should be out of the range of the Red Panthers for now. Oh, I thought that Goblin was going to be able to reach him. Okay, that's good. He would have been fine if he got countered anyway, but I'm going to need him to heal up and run back. And that Red Panther did a lot of damage. That Goblin must have really low, bravery. Oh, 63. I'm just getting lucky that it's not countering me. Well, you could attack and then run. Why not? You can use the potion next time. I was kind of hoping the other Red Panther would get his turn first, but let's see. Because, yeah, she's gonna... I didn't realize that Goblin could also get to her. Well, okay, she's gonna die. Or get KO'd, rather. Should be okay. One of my characters does know Phoenix Down, so I can move him over there if the battle drags out. I'm gonna go after the Red Panther because I can get a couple extra. I could surround it a little better, basically. I forget which one knows Phoenix Down. I think it's the other male squire, but I could be wrong. Ouch! So that was a critical. That did a lot of damage, but it's not you, is it? No. I didn't use a potion. Don't want another character falling. Phoenix Downs are pretty expensive. So is it you that knows Phoenix Down? Okay. Return just... Actually, wait, what's your speed? 6. What's your speed? 5. Okay. And you're at the same CT, so you will actually get your turn first and get a chance to run. So yeah. Might as well. Even though I could probably finish this before you crystallize or turn into the chest, I'd rather not take my chance. 1 hit point, nice. I could heal with somebody else. And then have her attack. Don't know if that's the best move, but it gets me maybe some extra moves in there, so some extra experience and job points. Oh, she criticaled back. Well, she was the one that got criticaled, but... Oh, surprised he's gone after him, because... I guess maybe he does more damage. Maybe there's a Zodiac incompatibility or something. This battle is just full of criticals. Just for the experience. Oh, and Ramza, I think, knows Phoenix Down as well, so that's good. Alright, and so we won our first random battle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to show random battles if there is a new monster that we haven't seen yet, because the majority of the monsters only appear in random battles, or if it's a new battle layout, or battle area. So for example, Mandalia Plain, the random encounter area is the same as what the story area was. However, there are some areas that have a unique story area for battle, but do not have, and have a different random encounter area. So I think that's the way I'll work it for random battles. There's already going to be plenty of battles with the story. I think there's over 70 some, so that way everything won't drag out too much. But I'm going to go ahead and, well, really quick actually, before I do anything with getting my party ready, one thing I do want to comment on with the shopping is you don't have a lot of money right now. So there's two options that you can do. You can either be thrifty with what you're buying, or you can level up, or grind here at the Mandalia Plain for a little bit, get some more money so that way you can buy the best equipment that's available right now to really help your team out. I am not going to do the latter. I'm going to do the former to keep things moving along here, and also to keep the game interesting. So I will thank you for watching so much. This has been Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions, and I will see you in the next video.